You could blame it all on Matt. What you're blaming on, I don't know. Actually, if he's taking the blame for the beautiful afternoon that we had yesterday, I think that's not a bad deal. You're looking at a beautiful shot of downtown Indy. You can see the flag there is not really doing too much waving, even though it is a chilly start. Things are going to warm up for us nicely and hopefully have a wonderful day ahead like we had yesterday.
Oh, gosh, yesterday was beautiful because we had the mix of that cooler air with the sunshine. Like, that's ideal, right?
Yes.
I always say 70 and sunny. That's like my perfect ideal weather.
And how often do we actually get that?
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
We're either too cold or too hot in
know,
India. We're never that
exactly.
Goldilocks.
Just right.
It's just right. It seemed, though, over the course of the day, we have different seasons. It's chilly this morning, and then it feels lovely in the afternoon, and it gets cold again in the evening. It's like fall, spring, summer.
Can't decide which one. And really, we can't decide what we like either. I feel like we're always
Yeah.
saying that we like hot weather, but then we have a nice little cool, and it's like,
Like
wait a second,
yesterday.
I kind of do like this, but we're going to get back to that summer heat that we're used to the weekend.
Well, for Labor Day weekend.
Right.
It is Labor Day weekend, the unofficial end to summer.
Yeah.
You need it to be kind of hot. There's a lot of folks trying to hit the lake. You're going to the pool.
It's going to be good for that. Awesome.
Be looking great. Now, you probably have noticed maybe even a little steam coming off your pool for some of us this morning because the water temperature in your pool will be a lot warmer than the air temperature above. And that same process is happening on the Great Lakes right now. You get close to the Great Lakes, closer to Lake Michigan, they're producing extra clouds in northern Indiana, but they're not quite surviving here. So we're going to go with clear skies this morning, other than a little bit of patchy fog. Because for some of us, the winds have really died down. I mean, we still have some winds up to 10 miles per hour in spots, but in places where the wind's not blowing anymore, we're starting to see some patchy fog develop, and that's something that we'll watch throughout the morning this morning. But right now, we're starting off in the 40s and 50s. Is now 52 in Indianapolis with those clear skies, 46 in Carmel, 46 in Connersville. Let's go on a quick tour just to show you some of these temperatures, because you don't always have 40s in the month of August, but it's 47 in Monticello. Good morning. In Muncie, it's 54, 46 for the Millers there in Noblesville, 47 in Carmel and Fishers, 49 in Martinsville. Not bad. Shelbyville, technically, we've broken a record for us. Our records only in Shelby County go back to 1998, but technically a record low, and then 50 degrees in Bloomington. Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at when we can get maybe some warmer air coming into central Indiana as this high pressure moves. We're going to explain why this high pressure moving could help us warm up. In the meantime, Lindsay, how's traffic looking like?
We're actually looking pretty good. All those problem spots, the overnight construction has all cleared. We're now into the 6 o'clock hour. So I'll take you out to the west side of town. Here's this live look here along I-70 right there, just to the west of the I-465 ramps. This is near High School Road. Of course, looking at the airport, have already seen several planes. There's one in the sky right now, already taken off this morning. And if you are driving out to the airport, perhaps to catch a flight, things are looking pretty good. We just have one delay out of Indianapolis International, and that is a Southwest flight to Seattle this morning. We got those clear skies, and as far as travel goes, no matter what side of town you're coming in from, I-70 through downtown out to the airport. If you're coming up from the south side, Greenwood to the airport along 465 on the south side of town, or perhaps the north side of town on 465. No delay to get to the airport, so that's some good news. We'll keep an eye on those roadways, though, and let you know if we see any new accidents or delays. Guys?
Well, it's been a busy morning already, so we are working to learn why police are searching an apartment complex on the city's northwest side.
This is on Deer Path Drive, not too far from 38th and Eagle Creek Parkway. Take a look at the area where this investigation is unfolding. The Deer Cross Apartments, not too far from Eagle Creek Air Park, if you're familiar with that area. Right now, we know that IMPD was searching for a suspect. We also know the original call came in as a shots fired investigation.
And this seemed like all hands on deck because with drones and multiple officers were seen canvassing this area this morning. So we are reaching out to get any new information to let you know if there's any concern for anyone in that neighborhood there this morning as you're getting out and about and sending the kids out to the bus stop. We will keep an eye on this and bring you the very latest as soon as the news becomes available.
We're also working to get you more information here on this situation on the northeast side where IMPD is investigating a shooting near 38th and Sherman Drive.
So we know one person was taken to the hospital after being shot at least once. That person was awake and breathing when they left the scene. So again, this information still unfolding this morning with investigators, so we'll keep you updated with any changes.
Well, immigration experts are sounding the alarm over claims that the Indiana National Guard could soon be activated to help immigration enforcement.
We brought you this story yesterday as the 19 states, it was announced, could see National Guard come in as part of an order from President Trump. Anna Chalker is live this morning with what could mean for Indiana. And honestly, if we've even heard anything from Governor Braun on this matter. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. We have not. We are still waiting for a comment from him, and we're also still waiting from the Indiana National Guard on what their role could be in this activation. But the Department of Defense says in total from the country, around 1,700 guardsmen will be in those 19 states for about a couple of months. So as we have been reporting for the last few months, the Miami Correctional Facility, that's in Bunker Hill, that's where 1,000 beds will be available to ICE detainees. So the Department of Defense says the roles for the guardsmen in facilities like that one in Bunker Hill will include helping ICE through operational tasks like case management and processing the detainees. And 13 News spoke with an immigration attorney, John Broyles, about this situation. He says he's worried for when the National Guard will step in because guardsmen are not trained on immigration enforcement.
When you bring new people in that have no training or experience handling these matters and don't know what the detention standards are and
We also reached out to Governor Mike Braun's office for comment on this situation. Again, still waiting for comment from him, and we've reached out to state lawmakers about this as well. So if they are going to do this deployment, they'll be in these states until about mid-November. So at 6:30, you'll hear from Broyles again why he says on expanding on these immigration laws could really be helpful, but also can be harmful at the same time. We're live at the State House. Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Well, drastically different stories from both sides in the courtroom yesterday during day one in a trial for a former IMPD officer.
So investigators say that last year, Myron Howard went back to a house where he had just arrested a woman's boyfriend for domestic violence. Howard admits that he had sex with a woman inside of a house on North Olney Street in January of last year.
The defense told the jury, though, that the alleged victim was on the porch, waved at Howard and invited him in, and they had consensual sex. But according to prosecutors, Howard talked his way into that home, asked where the bedroom was, and then threatened the woman.
So IMPD fired Howard after criminal charges were filed, and his trial will continue later today. Residents on the Far East Side say they're fed up. They're calling it a lack of respect for their community from a troubled liquor store.
So now they are fighting to keep it from reopening. So we just got documents from a meeting that happened for the month of the Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission. So according to the minutes of this meeting, the commission found a forged tax document from the group behind the store. Well, now that group is appealing the decision to shut the store down, which its name's Dave.
So a petition has racked up nearly 1,000 signatures to keep the liquor store closed. 13 News spoke to Dwayne Tyler. He helped start that petition, and he says the store near 38th and Emerson attracted issues like crime and drugs. According to IMPD, they say they've responded to the location 22 times this year and once when a person was shot. Tyler says that since the liquor store was forced to close, the area has seen a big improvement.
Like I said, people are coming back here feeling less intimidated at my store, my customers. A lot of them told me personally, I don't go up there no more because I'm scared to get out of my car.
City County Councilor Keith Graves is also joining this fight. He says they're going to do whatever it takes to keep this store closed.
And neighbors tell us that if something does go into Dave's location, they hope it's a business that enhances the neighborhood. The Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission is now reviewing an appeal from Central Indiana Package Group.
Well, people gathered outside of the Miami Correctional Facility to speak out against Indiana's immigration policy and plans to help ICE. That facility is located in Bunker Hill, Indiana, just about an hour north of Indianapolis near Peru. The United Methodist Church organized this prayer vigil, but invited people from all religions. They say they want to pray for immigrants in Indiana, but also for the ICE agents themselves. One reverend told us they want to make sure human dignity is preserved and celebrated.
You know, we recognize the difficult position that they're in, all law enforcement are in, and they have our support. This is not about anything opposed to them. This is about how do we treat one another and how do we treat every one of us.
He might have said that, but he's attacking everybody indiscriminately. and even citizens. So it's like he might not be doing it to us, but we know he's doing it to somebody, and those somebodies have dignity.
So some of those ICE detainees are set to be housed at that Miami Correctional Facility, while others will be taken to Camp Atterbury, which is also in Indiana.
We're learning more about the future plans for the area once home to the old GM stamping plant. It's now about to become the headquarters for a location for Elanco. That company is going forward with a $200 million plan to build their headquarters at the site on West Washington Street, just south of the Indianapolis Zoo here on this map. The space has been unused for more than a decade now. Elanco bought the site for $27 million. This company specializes in veterinary medicine. In 2020, Elanco announced their plans to build here. They are currently based out of Greenfield. The state says it still owns 35 acres at the old GM stamping plant, so we're waiting to learn if there are any future plans for those remaining acres.
Well, this morning, the president is making an unprecedented firing an agent for the federal government from the board.
So at 6:15, how this move could have an impact on everyday Americans.